I saw this today, and it's it's a topic that really I could talk about all the time, but I've already made a lot of videos on it, and it's just like a reality that I live with now. I just accept that time isn't what it used to be, and I know for a fact that it's not just because I'm older. I understand the concept of proportions and how a year to a 3-year old is different in proportion to a 3-year old's life than a year to a 30-year old. Yeah, I get that. But it's not just that. It is supernatural, but I also think like a real thing, like in reality. It's not just in our minds. I think that the cycle that the sun takes overhead, so yes, I believe in flat earth and biblical cosmology. I think that the sun and the moon and the stars and all of that, it's like a clock. In Genesis, God told us that the heavens, it's like our calendar, the sun is like our day clock. And I think that those processes have been sped up. Everything is moving faster. And we down here perceive that as time moving more quickly. And I don't think of it as in a stretched out sci-fi kind of way, like our lives are being compressed down. I think literally it's just the sun is moving faster overhead, and it's doing its thing faster than it used to. I think that's really what it comes down to. Fundamentally, what's going on different? Days literally are shortened. And that's the prophecy from Jesus Christ. So I'm going to read that and then finish this video. I also have some random, unrelated video at the end if you want to stick around for bonus footage. But I just realized today, an easy way to remember it, 24 hours in a day. This prophecy is in Matthew chapter 24. And it's near verse 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And you can read the context. It's talking about the days of tribulation, and that's exactly what's happening here. The days are shorter than they used to be. The way that most people interpret it, most people down here, we interpret it as, oh, time is going more quickly. And I think that people make it out to be more woo-woo sci-fi than it needs to be. Literally, it's just that the sun is making its circuit. Everything is spinning a little faster. And not us, not Earth, the heavens. Everything in the heavens is doing its circuit a little faster. In fact, not very long ago, NASA even wrote an article about, oh, the Earth is spinning faster. Because that's how they have to take anything in reality and give it their NASA spin on it. But then they also have to do damage control. They can't let the masses know that they live on a flat place. They need to keep them in this outer space ball land. Keeps them weak when they're deceived like that. Similarly, they can't go around telling people, hey, time is really going wacky and we're losing hours to the day. They can't tell people, it's a meme in the movie. You can't handle the truth. That's really how they feel about the plebs. For multiple reasons. A lot of people aren't mentally strong enough to bear all of the truths. But at the same time, yeah, knowledge is power, and they want the plebs powerless. And they know that people wouldn't go along with the rat race if they knew Earth was flat and unmoving, and if people knew that time is going wacky, like to extreme lengths. They know that people wouldn't keep going along with the rat race. So let's get into the comments. These are from Reddit. I'm still in 2022 mentally. Actually, so I always like to try to find like people that go against, if I can. Actually, May has been going surprisingly slow for me. A pleasant and most welcome change. I don't know, maybe they're just having a relaxing schedule. Everything seems as fast as ever to me. I'll say every once in a while, it feels like there's time anomalies. Like every once in a while, it feels like, oh, that day almost felt like what an old day used to feel like. But it never is. It never really is. And I think that maybe there are minor fluctuations, but for the most part, it seems like the days are so short today, noticeably so short. I know that things that are weeks in advance, I know that it's going to be here like tomorrow. And I know that life didn't used to be like that. I know that life used to be like, if things were months on the horizon, you could kind of forget about it for a while. Nowadays, nope. If something's even a couple months, it's like, I know it's going to be right here. And weekly things, I mean, daily things. I've been making daily videos for a while. It's like I can never even really stop thinking about stuff that's daily. It just has to be constant. Like I'm always thinking about it or being connected with it if it's a daily activity. And weekly things, man, it seems like I just saw you. When you have a weekly thing these days, it seems like you just saw the person, even though it's been a whole week. Anyways, this is the fastest time of year. Before you know it, you will start seeing back to school ads, whatever. I honestly still think it's the end of April. Oh well, I'm like about mid-May already. How does anyone get anything done? I spend most of my time thinking about how in an hour it will be an hour later. Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. It was just January 1st a second ago. Yeah, my mind's kind of still in the wintry vibes, but the weather's almost summer like here right now. And I think they've been spraying the crap out of the sky to try to lessen that, but I have no idea how the 1st of January was almost 6 months ago. Why is time moving so quickly? People can tell. They know. It's not just because we're older. This didn't used to be a huge topic of conversation. In the 90s, people wouldn't go on and on about, oh my goodness, time is going. It was something that would happen every once in a while. And it made sense with the, time flies when you're having fun. It was more like that. Something really boring, you would say, oh my goodness, that felt like it was taking forever. And if something was fun, oh wow, time flies. But nowadays, time never stops flying. And man, there's just too many examples to even get into. So watch my playlist. If you're interested and you haven't watched all my videos on this before, I have a whole playlist on time moving more quickly. And it's just something that I feel every day now. It's just a reality that I accept. Time ain't what it used to be, and the days are literally shortened. But to me, I always try to keep it connected to the prophecy of Jesus. This should be very fascinating to people that Jesus told us that the days would be shortened. I don't even remember April being over. I'm in there. Like, what happened to April? What even months almost don't even feel like anything anymore. What was April? I guess I can kind of remember. I think that's when the flowers started coming out, but I don't even know anymore. Was that March? I think that was March. So yeah, what happened in April? Time compression. No, it's not that. Stop trying to gaslight people. This was a really funny comment. I was about to respond that January 1st actually didn't seem that far away because that's when my daughter was born. Then I realized she turned 1 this January. And here, Lord Coke. Okay, maybe Lord Coke has been changing his perception of time. I don't know, but he's saying that 2024 is surprisingly taking his time, which I don't agree with. Angie the Queen, that the 2024 taking its time thing just reminded me of how a lot of stuff, especially political stuff. So I just did a video on a political ad. Doesn't it seem kind of late that a lot of stuff starts these days? And it does seem compacted and rushed and like more of a cluster F than in times past. And I think it accounts for a lot of drop in quality of things. Things just get released because the due date approaches, but like games these days, they're always released broken they're so broken when they get released. And I think it's because they get sick of keep pushing back the dates, so stuff just gets released. In similar ways, it feels like, I don't know, people who are older than me would have to know how, like, when did the political stuff start up about each election year? Was it like the year before there'd be whispers of it? Nowadays, it kind of seems like, oh, it's election year, we better start rushing and doing a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I thought April went fast. Already halfway through May, a month away from halfway through the year. So I'm going to end with this video. this was just an interesting video I saw on Reddit. These are the types of people that are allowed to come out and talk about flat earth ideas. This is a UFC fighter, and he is talking about truthful things and just getting mocked. I don't know if it's planned, if whatever, but I have a friend who I'm always good at pointing out the orange. I see the orange and the orange bugs me. I have a friend who's really good at noticing that these people, one of the signs they like to do is stick out their tongue like a snake. And so in this video, you can pay attention and see that after being mocked, this one does a weird thing with the tongue. And then right after that, the one on the right does a disgusting one that looks exactly like a snake tongue thing. And yeah, it's just an interesting thing. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed that people on the world stage like to stick out their tongue too much and like they're being a snake. So anyways, this is some flat earth stuff and signs and symbols, sticking out your tongue like a snake. Oh, I gotta turn up my volume.
Let me tell you something right now, Bisping. Gravity ain't real. You know what?
So notice the crazy overreaction mocking. That guy probably knows. And he's the one on the right does the weird snake tongue thing. The over-the-top mocking, that's a trained thing. Somebody's talking about the truth. Oh, big belly laugh. And that's how low level the programming goes sometimes. But you can tell way over the top with the laugh. If somebody says gravity's not real, I don't think any normal human out there is going to just like start belly laughing. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What an absurd. That's an over-the-top reaction by a gatekeeper and just a clown. So just to tell you how real life people react, like I remember in the past somebody commenting about trying to talk to their husband about gravity being fake or whatever, and then the husband's reaction was to like start jumping up and down and say, well, I'm not floating off in outer space, how's gravity fake? Okay, that's a real life reaction. This is just mocking, which is it's a tool of the trade for the baffos, the satanic freaks, deceivers. One thing they do is if they're confronted with the truth, pretend it's the most absurd thing that you've ever heard in your life. But you can tell it's acting, over-the-top acting. That's not a real reaction. The guy on the left here is like giggling because I think he's in on it. Just to read some body language, the left guy looks like he's giggling because he's in on it and he knows. The guy on the right is trained to have a big belly laugh if anybody talks about the truth. Just look for the tongues, and that'll be it for this video.
You put your faith in science. Let me tell you something right now, Bisping. Gravity ain't real. You know what?
Sorry. I've actually seen
Gravity ain't real. You want to tell me you don't believe in God because there's no evidence? Give me the proof of gravity. You know why things drop to the ground? Because of density, brother. Oh yeah, you drop something and it falls.
So did you already see the tongues? All up there, paused on the guy in the middle doing it. But I'll try to get the guy on the right.
Sorry. I've seen
Gravity ain't real. You want to tell me you don't believe in God?
Right there, he just sticks it out really quick, like a little snake or something.
You don't believe in God because there's
do you see that? The guy on the right. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. God bless everyone.